Hello and welcome to a new episode of Cultural Magazine. We have a lot in store for you here on this episode, so stay tuned.
Under the auspices of His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, the 54th session of the Cairo International Book Fair was recently inaugurated. Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli witnessed the opening of the book fair. The cultural event is also held under the patronage of the Minister of Culture, Dr. Naveen Kilani, together with the Jordanian Minister of Culture, Haifa al-Nagar, who represents the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, who is the guest of honor of this year's session of the fair. The current edition of the book fair bears the slogan, "In the name of Egypt, together we read, think, and create." The Premier welcomed the participants of the Cairo International Book Fair this year from Egypt and various countries of the world, addressing a special greeting to the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, the guest of honor for this session, pointing to the strong brotherly ties and the extended bilateral relations between the two countries in various fields. Jordan's ambassador to Egypt, Amgad al-Udaili, said, "We are united by culture, which is a bond of brotherhood between Cairo and Amman." The Jordanian ambassador said that the book fair represents a civilized status and a cultural sequence in Egypt and the Arab world, noting that despite all the challenges that the region faces, Egypt is concerned about culture in parallel with the other sectors. This event is the oldest book fair in the Arab world and has become a hub that attracts everyone across Egypt for 2 weeks. Over 1,000 publishing houses will be in attendance, and there will be possibly a lineup of more than 3,000 cultural events and recreational activities. Also, the book fair. I've been coming to the book fair since my childhood. My father and grandfather had always encouraged me to read, and at the end I started loving books. I'm not looking for anything in specific, but I come here because I like the atmosphere of books and reading. The book fair is a platform that provides everything you need concerning books. The book fair also offers a good opportunity for anyone who wants books, especially that various publishers compete to present their publications here with affordable prices.
أتينا المعرض الحمد لله وكل سنة نأتي.
I come to the book fair every year. It combines various book publications, which facilitates diversity in different readings. As a foreign student, it is considered an important event in Egypt. It is a good opportunity for us to find books that even come from abroad. Also, the book fair committees are in the process of developing the cultural program that will accompany the exhibition. The slogan of the book fair this year is Egypt's identity, culture, and the question of the future. The Supreme Committee of the book fair identified the late poet Salah Jahin as the honorary figure of the exhibition and announced that his complete poetic works would be printed. A wealth of publishing houses across Cairo will also be present, and you are likely to find an incredible amount of options across all genres you could think of.
Egyptian heritage is an integral and important part of who we are as a people and a nation. We like to preserve it by performing these cultural heritages on the stage. Let's find out more about it. The Cairo Opera House commemorates the anniversary of the late legendary singer Kulthum with a concert performed by the Nuera Music Band led by Maestro Salah Ghobashi on the grand stage to celebrate the anniversary of the great singer. Kulthum was a beloved Egyptian singer and actress. She is considered one of the greatest singers in Arab music history. Kulthum's voice was always identified as unique, strong, vibrant, and instantly recognizable. Her famous songs include Al Atlal, The Ruins, El Hubb Kullu, All the Love, among us many others.
still lives on in the hearts of all her fans, and her brilliant voice still rings in their ears. Her fans gave her the title Kawkab al-Sharq, or the Star of the East. Kulthum was considered the greatest Arab singer in the 20th century. The band plays some of Kulthum's immortal songs in which the legendary singer collaborated with major composers. The songs include Sot Baladna, or My Country's Voice, composed by Muhammad al-Mogi, Rejoice My Heart, Ifrah Ya Qalbi, composed by Riyad al-Sumbati, Ba'id Annak, and Forgetting You, or Ansek, composed by Baligh Hamdi, together with many others. The Abd al-Halim Nuwaira Ensemble for Arabic Music was established in 1967 under the leadership of its maestro Abd al-Halim Nuwaira, under the name Arabic Music, to revive the original singing heritage. Abd al-Halim Nuwaira led the band from its inception until he passed away in 1985, and then the ensemble was later given his name in appreciation of his efforts to form it. The band includes about 50 male and female students with distinguished voices, as well as 40 musicians. The Nuwaira Ensemble presents traditional forms and different lyrical and musical forms of Arabic music for its audiences, including poems, the taktuka, as well as theatrical melodies. ensemble presented its artistic performances in many Arab countries and some European as well, such as France, Spain, and Turkey. The band also participated in many festivals, including the Garash Festival in Jordan, the Medina and Carthage festivals in Tunisia, the Asila and Rabat festivals in Morocco, the Mouashah festival in Casablanca, and the centenary of Umm Kulthum in Paris. As part of the Opera House's initiative to preserve artistic heritage, the Cairo Opera House is celebrating the anniversary of legendary singer Umm Kulthum. This is Sabine Gindi for the Cultural Magazine.
Cairo Opera House is a cultural hub that brings in all forms of arts together, such as music, dance, and singing. Let's go find out more about these events.
On the Grand Theater at the Cairo Opera House, the Cairo Opera Company presented Opera Rigoletto by the great Italian composer Giuseppe Verdi, accompanied by the great conductor Muhammad Saad Basha. Rigoletto is an opera in 3 acts by Giuseppe Verdi. The Italian libretto was written by Francisco Maria Piave, based on the 1832 play Le Roi s'amuse by Victor Hugo.
Opera Rigoletto first for its composer Verdi. It's the most, the most initial work for Verdi. In this work, he uses the human voice to present so many characters. Like maybe in the third act, we can find some excerpt that the human voice expresses the winds, and this usage was not common in the time of Verdi. I think for me it is the first major experiment for me to conduct an opera such as Rigoletto, because so many characters, so many details on stage and backstage also, so many hard musical passages in orchestra, and very, very big drama on stage. For me, I think this is, it's a new point. I mean, it's a new step for me in conducting a career. You have to be aware of the story and the drama behind the story, and how we can present this drama by music. For me as a composer, because mainly I'm a composer and conducting, I was very, very fond of the Verdi usage in music and the inner elements of music like harmony and rhythm. I found so many places in the texture of music he used. Wonderful harmonies, wonderful melodies, so much emotional expression by music. It was very hard job to express with orchestra and of course with singers. We spent around 3 months preparing with singers because very hard singing and very hard for all the participants. I think as most of the Italian said that this was the best of Verdi's works. So I'm very I'm very proud of doing this. I wish I could present so many performances, more than 3 performances, but this is time permits. Okay, so I see that this is for my career as a conductor. As I said before, that is the most expressive point I have passed into through the past 3 months. The late romantic era, yes. This is, yeah. Yes, of course, true. He expresses all human feelings by the human voices and with characters. 3 main characters, Rigoletto, Gilda, and Duca. You can find, especially in Rigoletto, because Rigoletto is, the basic theme of the opera, that he faces the murder of his girl, and it was a misery. After joyful feelings and so many, I can say that so many feelings, so many characters expressed by music, very, very successful. I see that he was very successful, Verdi, in this opera. The soprano expresses so many feelings, as she fell in love with Luca. She sacrificed herself for him. You see the difference. Big contrast. Also Rigoletto, he always with Duca, and he present girls for him, and suddenly he found that his girl fell into this trap. So this is the main concept of the opera, is if you do something wrong, maybe the fate will give you this in you, or something very, very close to you.
Rigoletto is one of the most famous Verdi's operas, and Verdi is well known for the orchestration. The orchestration is usually using too much quiver. So we are glad to perform Rigoletto's opera today, and I hope you will enjoy it. Usually for preparing an opera role in opera, it needs 2 to 3 months from musical rehearsals and mise en scène, staging rehearsals. So we did a lot of rehearsals, and Dr. Iman Mustafa, the artistic director of Cairo Opera Company, managed to do this opera in a very short time. I mean, 2 or 3 months was very good, and most of the participants in the opera are Egyptians. So the maestro is Egyptian, and the orchestra, and most of the singers, maybe 1 or 2 only in each performance, in each cast. So we are really proud to present it today. My voice is contralto, and this is like the lowest feminine voice. So it's usually the evil roles. So yesterday I was performing the role of Maddalena, and she's the sister of Sparafucil, and they are thieves. So it's an evil role. And today I'm performing the role of Giovanna, who is the servant of Rigoletto and Gilda, his daughter. So and she's evil too, because she's taking part of the conspiracy that will happen in the opera. No, Maddalena is closer to my heart because it's more dramatic. And I like this kind of roles, and it's written especially for contralto's voice. Giovanna is more contralto, or not contralto, more like mezzo soprano. So it's, for me, it's closer to my heart, the role of Maddalena, of course. So we did it many years ago, and with different casts. This time we have Duca from Chile, and we have also Rigoletto in the other cast from Romania.
A wonderful example of Romantic era music, Josep Verdi's Rigoletto had a firm grasp of realism and drama, which explored the spectrum of human emotions. Shuruk Bikir, Cultural Magazine.
This brings us to the end of this episode of Cultural Magazine. Hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more here on Nile TV.